A solitary puncture is all it takes to extinguish existence in a heartbeat. There are no alarms, no do-overs. Out here in the untamed expanse, the Reaper doesn't announce itself with a scream. It arrives on silent sliding scales. Concealed beneath the detritus and dark corners, serpents lie in wait with a stillness that defies biology. This isn't a tale of mythical beasts. It is a chronicle of calculated geometry, raw instinct, and fatal errors. Deep within the suffocating humidity of the jungle, a tiny creature navigates the debris, oblivious to the target painted on its back. Its neon complexion screams hazard to the rest of the animal kingdom, a toxic billboard designed by nature. Most predators know better than to take a bite. But memory is a luxury not every hunter can afford, and some mistakes are only made once. Slipping through the foliage, a viper closes the distance. Silent, absolute focus. Its muscles bunch up, transforming its body into a kinetic weapon ready to fire. The amphibian doesn't bolt arrogant in its chemical armor. That arrogance is about to be tested. In less time than it takes to blink, the ambush is sprung. Needles pierce skin. The cocktail is injected. But the transaction yields immediate regret. Triumph turns into disaster instantly. The serpent violently gag, twisting in the dirt, as a burning sensation floods its senses. This meal fights back even after being bitten. Potent alkaloids seep into the predator's maw, scorching soft tissue and scrambling nerve signals. What was meant to be lunch becomes a frantic bid for survival. The defeated hunter spits out the prize and slithers into the shadows, burned and chastened, lucky to be breathing. Out here, pausing can get you killed, but assuming you're invincible is just as dangerous. Miles away, a different species stalks similar game. This hunter is patient. Evolution has granted it a biological cheat code immunity. The frog's toxins mean nothing here. The amphibian holds its ground, trusting a shield that has already been bypassed. When the reptile strikes, it is absolute. No hesitation, no recoil. The prey is consumed in seconds, its deadly chemistry neutralized by a superior digestive system. The wilderness offers no sympathy. It favors those who change. It destroys those who slip up. Every single confrontation drafts a new clause in the laws of life and death. If that adrenaline-fueled opener got your pulse pounding, don't go anywhere. The violence of nature is just ramping up. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment, because the next ambush is launching right now. Velocity is worthless if your timing is off. Being nimble won't save you if the killer has already calculated your trajectory. On the rugged terrain, a sleek lizard dashes out, pausing briefly to sample the scents on the breeze. It assumes that keeping moving means staying alive. It thinks distance is a shield. It has no idea that its dimensions have already been assessed. Concealed by a rotting log, a viper tracks the movement. The head is a statue, but the eyes are locking onto the vectors of an escape that hasn't happened yet. The lizard twitches, and the trap snaps shut. The earth seems to erupt. The lizard scampers, carving erratic lines through the dust, driven by pure terror. But terror makes you sloppy. With a sudden explosion of power, the snake bridges the gap, muscles firing in a blur of motion. One calculated intercept, one perfect connection. The chase is over before the prey can even hit top gear. There is no cinematic battle, no second wind. The reptile is gripped, frozen, and pacified by a venom designed to liquefy resistance. In the brutal mathematics of the wild, acceleration dominates stamina every single time. Across the globe, baking under a merciless sun, another killer employs a radically different tactic. This one doesn't pursue. It becomes the terrain. Submerged in the scorching dunes, only the slit pupils and the tip of a tail break the surface. The tail dances a hypnotic rhythm, mimicking a lost worm. It is a biological lie. Intrigued by the potential meal, a desert gecko investigates the twitching lure, completely missing the monster beneath the grit. Death explodes from the sand. The trap shuts. Fangs sink deep. The ruse is flawless. In seconds, the victim is gone, dragged into the subterranean dark, leaving nothing but shifting grains and silence. These moments aren't about malice. They are about caloric economics. Every twitch is measured. Every calorie counts. Nature doesn't deal in mercy, only in results. If you're beginning to grasp just how savage the natural world is, keep your eyes on the screen. Tap like, subscribe for more unedited wild encounters, and tell us in the comments, would you have spotted the trap? Brute force can crush bones, but a chemical weapon shuts down the machine from the inside. In the thicket, two titans cross paths, both armed, both dangerous. A juvenile constrictor navigates the roots blind to the threat coiled inches away. From the gloom, a viper lashes out, first speed beating caution. It's a collision of two evolutionary masterpieces. The strangler reacts instantly, wrapping coils around the aggressor, applying thousands of pounds of pressure. The squeeze begins. Oxygen is cut off. This is the constrictor's game, overwhelming physical dominance. The knots tighten, ribs creak, and it seems the physical powerhouse has won the day. But the injection has already happened. A single bite has changed the timeline. Neurotoxins race through the constrictor's blood, sabotaging the command center. The lethal hug softens. The strength evaporates. The body that was a vice moments ago now shudders and goes limp. Muscle mass is no match for molecular destruction. Escaping the loosening coils, the viper delivers another dose, and another, ensuring the job is done. The constrictor fades, motion ceasing entirely. The duel concludes in eerie quiet. In this arena, the needle is mightier than the hammer. Not far away, a quieter drama plays out in the leaf litter. A frog sits motionless, banking on camouflage that fails against a thermal hunter. The snake strikes, clamping onto a limb. The amphibian kicks wildly, but the venom is fast-acting, turning off the lights in the nervous system. Struggle is futile. Resistance is fleeting. The serpent unhinges its jaw, performing an impossible feat of elasticity, and slowly engulfs the meal. No shredding, no chewing. Just a slow, inevitable disappearance. This is survival of the most efficient. Every skirmish reinforces the harsh reality in the jungle. The deadliest asset isn't size or speed. It's the ability to end the fight instantly. If this segment altered your perspective on the food chain, don't move a muscle, the stakes are about to get higher. Subscribe right now, smash that like, and debate below toxins or muscles, which is the true king of the jungle. Yet the script doesn't always follow the predator's plan. Survival isn't an exclusive club for the hunters. Sometimes the intended lunch flips the table. A slender snake patrols the grass, looking for an easy calorie. It spots a spiny lizard. But the lizard doesn't run. It turns, flares its gills, and charges the predator with maniacal aggression. The bluff works. Confused by the offense, the snake recoils and slithers away. Fortune favors the bold. But threats don't vanish. They just get bigger. Minutes later, the ground vibrates. A massive, heavy-bodied viper appears, a tank compared to the previous scout. The lizard reacts differently this time, puffing up, presenting its spikes to look inedible. It's a visual deterrent. Sometimes it makes a hunter pause. Sometimes it saves a life. Then the lizard pulls its ace card. It drops dead. Or so it seems. It goes limp, suppressing its breathing. Playing possum is a high-stakes gamble. The giant snake investigates, flicking its tongue, perplexed by the sudden lack of life signs. After a tense inspection, it loses interest and moves on. The lizard remains still until the coast is clear. Deception is a valid survival strategy. Elsewhere, a toad faces an ambush. As the jaws open, the toad inhales, deeply inflating like a distressed balloon, becoming too wide to fit in the snake's mouth. It kicks, making itself an impossible shape to handle. The snake's grip fails. In the confusion, the toad scrambles to safety. It's a rare escape, but an earned one. And then, the ultimate counterattack. A dry rattle warns of death, but the mongoose doesn't care. The mammal dances around the viper faster than the eye can follow. It baits the strike, dodges by millimeters, and waits for the snake to tire. When the opening appears, the mammal dives in, crushing the skull. The feared predator becomes the meal. Speed and intelligence dismantle the venomous threat. These scenes teach us one thing: the wild is not a monologue. It's a dialogue of violence. Living another day belongs to those who can improvise when the plan fails. If this chapter had you on the edge of your seat, stay tuned. The finale shows nature at its absolute cruelest. Like the video, subscribe for more unfiltered nature docs, and tell us, could you survive a day in their world? In the untamed world, fairness is a fairy tale. Mercy doesn't exist. There are only those who eat and those who are eaten. Way up in the canopy, a lethal serpent flows over the timber, a silent shadow on the hunt. Just beneath it, a chameleon freezes against the wood, banking on its natural disguise to vanish from sight. It buys a mere heartbeat of safety before the predator senses the disturbance. Then a blur of motion, the strike lands with terrifying speed. Needles pierce scales, pumping a cocktail meant to incapacitate rather than kill outright. It is a cruel chemistry designed to sap the will to fight. The lizard's reflexes lag behind, footing is lost, and the safety of the tree turns into a dead end.